Hey there. It's Tuesday, which means we're outside with VRG. It's Tuesday. Hey, Joe. What's going on, Joe? When you going to join us on live?
Yeah, John, I got.
When you going to join us on live, Joe? You should come on live.
I don't know if you want me to work too much or to take lunch. Okay, no problem. Yep.
Okay. Accepting.
Hello.
Hey, Liana.
Hi. Happy Tuesday.
Happy
Hey,
Tuesday.
hey, hey.
Hey, Brittany. Brittany's my niece. It's
Hi.
beautiful. Why do I look like I have a filter on? I do.
Because you're beautiful.
I had a filter.
Period.
Period.
Period. Oh
Okay,
my
so
goodness.
Joe LeBron has said that he would love to join us on live and talk a little bit about what's popping in Staten Island because somebody has to redeem. They talk a lot of junk about Staten Island. Let's get it right.
Mm. Yeah, Joe, bring some light to Staten
Yeah,
Island.
so next Tuesday,
We'll be
11:30 a.m. So this is Ileana. So Ileana, you do it. Do your thing, girl.
Hi. So I first want to start by saying hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. Happy Tuesday. We are blessed to see another day, to experience another day. So I have a few questions that I want to ask, and I kind of want to, have our viewers, not only us, but our viewers really start thinking about life and how to level up. So one of the questions that I want to ask is, what's the biggest mindset shift that helped you level up in business or in life in general? So I'll start. So for me, personally, one of the biggest mindset shifts, it was not asking for permission, understanding that you are the brand, and not only that, that things don't have to look perfect for you to start. Oftentimes we get tripped up and we get tripped up on saying like, well, this has to look this way, or this has to look this way, or this has to look this way for us to start. But we start getting in a place of stagnancy, and oftentimes we don't move forward. So that shift of understanding that I don't need permission and things don't have to look perfect for me to start help me move forward and grow as a person.
I
Yeah.
agree. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's 1000% agree. I think that I'll even take a further step back perspective. So I'll say that I'll talk about the mindset shift that kind of made me understand that I should be more of my whole financial picture. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll say that in life it's easy to set your idea on wanting to just something, whatever it is you study, just get a job and then, just work and do regular normal life things. But I think at some point around like post pandemic 2021, I had a mindset shift in my understanding of what it meant to own my time and
Mm-hmm.
what it meant work for ownership in life of what I would like to do, where I want to be, and just creating more opportunities that were designed to take me from what I call a ordinary life to an extraordinary life. So I think that this mindset shift was understanding that I need to do things that will pay off in the future, ROI a lot. So I invest my time towards money, whatever it is, and take those things and put it towards activities or learning concepts that will work over time for me. And so that was like a shift that kind of led me into real estate at large. But it started here, it started in my mind. So that's definitely something I like to think about.
I can agree with that. I would say the biggest mindset shift thing that I learned, realized, just start to really take in. It's gonna sound really mean. Nobody cares. Keep hustling.
Like,
Nobody cares. Like at the end of the day, like I think challenges sometimes people have is that they're so stuck on what perspective other people may have, what limitations this and that may bring, or what this person may think if I do this or if I don't. Even with lives, even with video content, I hate doing videos. Like I hate taking photos. Like I like photos, like but like just taking photos and videos for the business purposes. Like you get so stuck in your brain and you get so stuck in your mind thinking that like, oh, I might get judged. And a lot of people have like this hesitance like about posting and sharing and showing what we're doing and what you're working on every day because you're so like it needs to be perfect, right? Nobody cares. Everyone has their own limitations. Everyone has their own um, insecurities. Like if you just get over the idea or the concept that there's this one or 20 or 30 people actually really focused on a small imperfection, a messed up word, then you actually will help yourself. And if you stop doing things the way other people or what you think is expected of you, then you'll actually, to me, get to that next place in your life. Like, so, like, I'm in the phase, I'm not as young and youthful as some of you people on this call. But I'm in a place where it's like I had to get very honest with myself and very happy with myself in who I am and what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be the person that I'm fairly conservative. I used to love limited. I remember growing up, we all loved the limited. Anybody else used to go to limited? You young folk, maybe not. But we used to go to limited, and it was like literally wearing corporate attire to high school.
Mm.
Like I wore corporate attire to high school. But that's my style. That's what I love. Me and my girlfriends all love to go to limited. But it's like, then it was like, oh, well, the fashion girls, they wear this and they wear this. I really like black. I like a black shirt with a black pant. So at first it was like, oh, well, I got to dress like this. I got to look like this. Or even working in the corporate environment, I got to wear this suit. And I just started to do things that I liked. And I started to do things that felt good for me. And then I was comfortable. And I didn't care what nobody else was thinking or what their opinion of it would be for my life personally, because they weren't paying for it. And they weren't necessarily going to limit my ability. Now within a professional setting, you got to be reasonable. But if you get into the space where you actually stop limiting yourself personally on what other people might think or do, I think that's the quickest elevator to success. It's like, do you. Focus
Absolutely.
on you. Focus 100% on what your track is. Don't think about, have blinders. Be a horse in a race. Don't think about anything else. Nobody care. Keep hustling. That's my.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree, Cynthia. Oftentimes, the best thing about growing up is understanding that you don't have to conform to what people say about you. You can live authentically the way you want to live.
Kids are
And
mean. They're little terrible,
yeah.
evil trolls. Like, I moved from Abidjan, Ivory Coast, Africa.
Mm.
I was 7 years old. My first, I was called a tar baby.
Oh,
I was called a African booty scratcher. And like now people say I'm not dark skinned. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm dark skinned. like just like the way the world has shifted and changed, it's like if I literally let that like seep in,
Mm.
like, yeah, no, again, as a kid, you'd be like, oh, I don't, I'm not as affected. But yeah, no, to a certain degree, like, well, something wrong with me. I'm not as this and I'm not as that. But then it's like, I'm cute to the person. I've been told I'm cute for a dark skinned girl.
Wow. Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
by a person of color.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So like you just have to know that people come from all kind of walks of life and all kind of traumas. And it's like, are you gonna like let that stop you?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
you just
Don't don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. People use, yeah, you as mirrors sometimes. And honestly, true creativity in a business comes from internal freedom. And when you liberate yourself from all those insecurities or all those things that are holding you back, just, you're holding yourself back
Yeah.
at the end of the day. But liberate yourself, release all those things that are in your heart, and then you'll see yourself grow, truly grow
Yeah,
in life and in business.
it, it's like very much like when you talk about nobody cares, or rather you shouldn't care, and
Mm,
you shouldn't that everyone else's opinion are what, and that's fine, because then you can, like Ileana, be living your like true authenticity, and in that way you have to get up and go hard technically, because
yeah.
you can work hard, but trying hard and working hard are two different things. You don't have to force anything, because it's
Mm,
natural what you want to do. It's what you it's what comes natural to you. So you don't need to fake it. You don't have some master plan. It comes out naturally. People pick up on that authentic
yeah.
energy, and then that's what they get behind. That's the thing that they support. That's the thing that they see and it resonates with them. That this person really is passionate about what they're doing, what they think about, um, and now I kind of want to be part of it, because that energy is like contagious, and that honestly is how you can grow your business, through an authentic energy, something you really care about, and people see that, they feel it, and they want to be part
Absolutely. And I encourage our
More
viewers.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
More
No,
so than
no.
growing your
Mhm.
business, like grow your life. Find happiness. Like
Yeah.
money is definitely like know there's that. Do you see the little kid that's like bullshit? Like there was that meme like money doesn't solve happiness. Bullshit. Money absolutely is a factor in happiness. Now, is it the only factor? No, no, because there are a lot of miserable, unhappy people with money.
Yeah.
But like, just break the chains.
Mm,
It's easier said than done. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of whatever people need to go through before they get to the end. But like, just do you. Figure out
yeah.
who you are. Love yourself. Figure out what you want to do, and you'll attract who you want and what you want and how you want to do it.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
yeah. No, and you said it. You guys said it right. And I encourage our viewers, whoever's watching, to start living more and authentically. Ask yourself what you need to release to live more authentically and more in your truth. So, you know, I do encourage that. So thank you for sharing, guys. It was a glimpse of who we are truly on this team. So I kind of want to shift and talk about commercial real estate. So you guys know this business ain't easy. This business ain't easy. You deal with a lot of personalities. You deal with a lot of things, but one thing you deal with is you know thinking that a deal is going to close on time, or expecting a deal to close and it doesn't close in the time frame that you think. So my question is, how do you handle deals that are taking just longer than expected? Kind of what advice do you have for anyone wanting to get into commercial real estate, or even agents who are in commercial real estate? You feel that frustration when deals are not closing in the time frame that they want.
Um, I think the first, I live a life philosophy. A lot of you guys know, or some people know, I'm a Buddhist. And my life philosophy is that instead of looking outward generally about what could have happened, what should have happened, what
Mm,
happens, I look always internally about what I did. So I think when people are 100% honest with themselves about what they've done, I talk about it within the team as like your piggy bank, right? So every month you have 100 things you're supposed to do, and those 100 things go into your piggy bank of what you are depositing into it. So if you contacted 100 companies or 10 companies, um, if you contacted if you started 3 new deals, if you showed 5 properties, that is a deposit into your piggy bank. Hey there,
hi,
Stefan.
hi.
If you deposit this every single day, you're making these deposits. That is what your 3 month, 6 month trajectory looks like. So if day one you get into business and you do 1%, 10%, 20%, 3%, 5%, If you do it for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 1 week, and then you get exhausted, you get tired, you get overwhelmed, you get, and then you start to do a little bit less. And then 30 days later, you might do another 10%. If you don't do 100% every day, that is a direct representation of what you have in your bank account. Period. End of story. And it's a very, very hard and tough and an emotionally exhausting thing to believe and understand. But I look at it as 100% of my effort every single day leads to that 100% of my deposits. So 100% of the times I have to say, it's my bad. It's my fault. We had a meeting yesterday as a team and I said, you know what? I should have taken over this. I should have done this because it seems like I'm asking some behaviors and some things, and maybe it's not quite coming together. So me as an owner, I have to look and take responsibility to say, like, okay, well, let me now drive it, show it, try to make it work. Crazy. So there are people in our office working on our Verizon phones. Folks, please excuse the noise in the background because they want to get. But so for us, it's like we have to take that in. That is the hardest thing to do. Blaming, a deal didn't go through because this client, a deal didn't go through because of this lawyer. That is fucking life. Life is never ever going to be ready and just the door open. Like the easiest deals were unexpected. The quickest deals are not necessarily, but you're putting that piggy bank in, you're putting that work into your piggy bank every day. And if you're not seeing enough, the hardest part is me communicating that you're not doing enough. Right? And it's not to be mean, it's not to be terrible. It's just like, are you exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally? Are you giving it everything you got until the last drop? Because if you are, that means you just haven't seen that deposit show up yet. And that deposit is coming. You haven't seen it. You're not ready for it yet. It's on its way. But if you are not giving that bone shredding exhaustingness to your cause, to your business, on the 3 days a week, 5 days a week, 10, whatever, not 10, not 10 days, 7 days a week, then how can you expect it to be rewarded? And it's not to be preachy. It really isn't. I've been in business nearly 20 years. I started when I was 19 years old. I was a real estate agent. And then I started my marketing company and my consulting company. And then I came back to real estate. I'm telling you, it don't matter the industry. And people look at it and make excuses. They think the environment, the manager, it has nothing to do with anyone but you. You. And so 100% of the time, it sucks. But if you're given opportunity, then what are you doing with it? Because it could be gone to other people or whatever. And some people can convert the opportunity, some people can't. There are brokers in this market that are making lots and hundreds of millions of dollars, not hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions. There's a team who closes 300 million a week in New York City, not a month, a week. Do better. That's to me. That's not to y'all. Do better. To me, put ourselves in places to have conversations. Create opportunity. Don't just create it for that transactional purpose sometimes. That's my opinion. But I be preaching. So what do y'all think? Y'all be tired of hearing me talk. But go ahead. Y'all go on and say the rest.
No, I totally agree. And I think, the underlying message, a component of what you're saying is, is that concept that we're talking about. Like timing is everything. What you're doing with your time, how you're investing your time, resources, your focus, your energy, all of that is going to line up to what you see manifest as your outcome, as your deposit, as you described. And so, like for me, in the same vein, I do believe, there is the right time for everything. There will be times where things just click. It'll just happen effortlessly, and then there are other times where it really feels like you have to fight tooth and nail for every single inch forward, every single thing that you can lean forward and possibly get. But I think what's important is preparing and understanding the grand scheme, the whole plan that we have, and then also having faith in what you're doing and doing it with confidence, doing it well, because that way you can weather all of those time periods. You can handle the months that it's taking for something to close because you've prepared, or you're taking some of your time and doing it, and putting it towards another type of deal, or pivoting, to allow yourself to kind of tide things over while you're waiting for something else to land. So I think it's important to really budget your time correctly, and really understand that it's not a matter of will it happen, it's when, and just and doing everything you can that you can, and ready for when it's and when it takes. So that's what we.
I just want to add one little tidbit. Your thoughts are your prayers,
Mm.
right? If you go to the core of, like we talked about, just doing the work and like trying and making efforts or whatever, but if in your head you're like, oh, this is never gonna happen.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not
Mm.
going. Oh, why did it fail again? Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
again. You put it out there every day. I'm like, oh, that happened. Nah, fuck it. Next. Like, throw the next curveball at me.
Mm.
One curveball. Like, I'm like, come on, try harder. Like, come on. Like, it's you have to get I am 1,000% comfortable with discomfort.
Mm.
Like 1,000% comfortable with discomfort. I also know that as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you got to navigate that. And if you're not
Yeah.
comfortable in that space, then the reality check is get a 9 to 5, make the paycheck that other people pay you, and you can't pay yourself. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19 years old. I've never had a W-2. Ever. Not
Mm.
once in my life did I have a W-2. So I don't I don't understand the mind state, but also then I don't make the excuses in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, either way,
Exactly.
but yeah, as long as you like, yeah, it is on you. And
No one's gonna come and save you.
No.
And nope,
And if they
nope, no
save you,
one
they
can.
want more. Then they want more,
Yeah.
because there are people to save a business. There are merchant funding. I've
Mm.
taken prime, like, stupid interest loans as a small business owner. I've done all that. Like, name it, I have done it.
Mm.
I tell you right now, if you name it, I have done it. I have tried it. I have tested it. I've put myself through it. Why? Because that's the only way you figure out not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So energy is everything. Like, thoughts are everything. You don't attract money when you're not attracting money. Like,
Yeah.
if going on a showing or working as a commercial or commission salesperson, like working with the energy of like exhaustion and desperation, do you want somebody like that, like super selling you?
Mm-mm. No.
Then nobody else
Mm.
does. If
Exactly.
if you, like, we've been around people whose energies are clearly not right. And if those people, like, do you want those people around, like, you
Mm-mm.
like, because that seeps onto you, that, like, it wears on you. So you
Mm.
just have to learn that, like, every part of your life is about, like, it's all connected.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just business, it's every part is connected.
Yeah.
And
It's true. I was reading something and it really hit me. And the person said, be a fountain, not a drain. Be a fountain, give more, rather it's giving advice or your knowledge or anything. Be more of a fountain, be more generous, and don't be a drain and of negativity and expecting people or victim mentality, because you suck the life of others, but you also do a disservice to yourself. Um,
can
so
we give a shout out to Ileana, who landed us a whale? We give a little shout out to Ileana for landing us a whale.
being a fountain.
She brought us a fountain of a person. So, we'll be announcing a little bit of an expansion to another market because Ileana pushed, did the hard work to, meet and connect with a whale, like a true whale in this business. Like, and if we do the job and we do our job well, then You want to talk about the deposits? It's gonna rain. We really gonna be
Yeah.
going to Magic City.
Yeah, and
All right.
everybody, yeah,
And,
and
and
everybody waits, and everybody waits for the deposit, right, for the money. But like Cynthia said in the beginning, yes, you know, money is part of your happiness, but it's not everything. And like I want you guys to understand too that at the end of the day, thank God for those challenges because it will prepare you for that deposit, you know. So again, like I encourage our viewers to step out this week, to step out and you know, live more authentically in your truth, but not only that, really push through and understand that it will work out and always be positive. So
dope.
yeah,
So Christian,
that's
what's happening here tomorrow?
Uh, Tomorrow is a business entrepreneur networking meeting at Virtuoso Realty Group's office in
hmm
Harlem. So anyone who is a business entrepreneur, small business, local to East Harlem that is looking to network, this will be.
You don't just have to be in Harlem. You can be in New York
Oh
City.
no!
anywhere.
You can be in Mexico. You can fly here
Sure.
wherever you want to come from.
Teleport.
Anyone looking at this and meet people who are progressive business, then join us tomorrow, 6 p.m. at uh, for the soup
6:30.
6:30.
Yeah, so
Yes.
SOUP Network, Society of Urban Professionals. I started this networking group back in 2008 with a friend of mine. I haven't really done events since like 2016, but like our core job, we're obviously commercial real estate agents. Our core job is to try to be connectors, right? And to do that, we have to put ourselves in uncomfortable spaces and, try to meet people. I cough. Y'all know how I feel when people coughing. Try to meet people, try to connect with people. So we invite you to come into our space, come into our home, come into our business, come into our lives, partner with us, and join us tomorrow, 6:30. We
Yes.
will have cocktails and little snacks and this is we were supposed to do this in January, but yeah, listen, February is fine. We're starting it
hmm
off, and every month we'll be having soup events here, and we invite you guys, invite your friends who are like I met a gentleman who does custom suiting, so hopefully he can
Wow.
join us. I know a woman who hosts events. Hopefully she can join. Like everyone who has a business who wants to be around a community of entrepreneurs who want to meet more good people. And that's it. That's all we require of you. Be a good person and be ready to meet good people.
Yes. And yeah, thank you guys for your time. We're closing. Shout out to a few of our viewers here. Ramshack, one of the chefs at my mom's restaurant. Yes, I look like my mom. Thank you for joining.
Uh,
And Marcus, and Marcus as well, another agent and another real estate agent. Thank you for joining. Oh, hi, mom. Mom's on the call.
Oh yeah, mom is always on the call. Mom, we coming to Rochester. We want some food. We gonna do a trip there, and we gonna get some of that banging food.
yeah.
Marcus, we'll share this live, but if you go to each of our or my Instagram for sure, and you look in my drop down, there should be a link there. It says Suit Network networking event, next level networking. You can click that link. It is free to come. This one is free. We don't do all of them free. This one is free. So feel free to click the link. Feel free to share this chat. We will also have it linked below when we post this on our video. But yeah,
Yep. Thank you guys.
special shout out to Ileana's mom for building a dope princess and queen. And shout out to Christian's mom too.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Y'all have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.